I swear to God, when Ewan McGregor says the line, "I am your father," I cracked up laughing. Fantasy movies came crashing down into my mind, and it was awesome. American Pastoral is the directorial debut of Ewan McGregor and is written by John Romano, and it stars Ewan McGregor, Jennifer Connelly, and Dakota Fanning, among others. This movie tells the story of a middle-class, hard-working man in 1968 as he sees his perfect life crumbling down and threatened by the sudden and radical statements of his daughter in political views. I'm a huge fan of Ewan McGregor. He's one of those actors that I swear to God should have been up there in the higher echelon of Hollywood stars. He should have been that guy who was always starring in movies every single year and would have been nominated for each performance. And he gives another great one here. He directs himself and the rest of the cast really well. Well, almost the entire rest of the cast, we'll talk about it. He's really good. I really like his character. He's the most relatable character and the most realistic character in all of this movie. He is so subtle in this movie, but also can have those bursts of anger and sadness and happiness, and you really feel that through the way he acts in this movie. His performance was really good, and I really liked the direction he gave to his character. Jennifer Connelly was also really good. She's a perfect wife to a perfect husband. She's a perfect mother to an apparently perfect daughter. I really like her performance as well. She's a very underused actress, and I was really happy to see her once more in a movie. Dakota Fanning is someone who, to this day, I don't see what Hollywood sees in her. She is the blandest of bland. She's tasteless. I see no talent in this girl. All her lines are the same. Every time she's on screen and I look at her eyes, I get nothing. I get nothing from her words, nothing from her body language, nothing from her look in her eyes. I get absolutely nothing from this girl. I swear to God, I do not hate this woman. I have nothing against this girl, but she just does nothing for me in this movie once more. No matter how good the direction of Ewan McGregor is around everyone else, I do not get what people see in Dakota Fanning. Ewan McGregor does his best to try and put all of this together in a cohesive narrative. He does his best, and for his first try, I commend him. He's got a lot to evolve to make a great director one day, and I do hope he achieves that, but he's got a lot to do. But the biggest problem with this movie is the script itself. First of all, it starts with a different method of storytelling than I was expecting, and by the end of it, it really didn't serve the movie whatsoever. There are several characters in this that do not have any relationship with our main characters, and yet they seem to be very important to the movie in the script. I just didn't really get it at all as I was watching it. The script doesn't allow you to see things unfold. You follow this family, and that's all. This girl joins cults and radical political groups, and you just see nothing. You get that she's doing the things she's doing because characters are talking about it, and characters are suspecting that she's doing something, but you're never sure. You see characters speaking about it and telling it to each other, but that is not the good way to make a movie. We don't want people to talk to us about something. We want to see it happening, and you just never really get it. You follow the degradation of this family, of this man and this woman who have lost their child, and you get it. But at the same time, you do wish you were following this child as she was living a dangerous life, and a very bad one at that, on her own, by herself, as she disappeared for apparently what was years, and you don't really get that through the screen. There are a lot of things that happen in the movie that don't ever get explained or paid off. You just see it happening and then boom, we are not ever going to deal with that again. And Dakota Fanning's character is just way too unlikable. She is absolutely detestable. There is no reason for her to go down this road, and by the end of the movie, there's still no reason for her to have gone down the road she went. And Jennifer Connelly, as much as I liked the performance, I thought she was really good. Her character has a lot of problems because she's a perfectly good mother. She's fine as a character. There are no problems. But then at one point in this movie, something happens to her character that just came out of nowhere and there was no explanation for it at all. There was no payoff, and in fact, it kind of made her detestable as well. What I wanted to see in this movie is see these riots and how people all around are affected. Not just our main characters being affected by the disappearance of their daughter, but the whole world and the whole community that they are living in, even though they are living apart from the rest of society, being affected and seeing them drag down the roads that other people drag down to, because he's a very successful businessman and he has a factory downtown in the middle of the city, and still you never really get to see how that affects his job. And again, as you see the riots happening on TV and you see people talking about it, you see it through stock footage that the characters in the movie are watching on TV, and you just never really get the focus of it and you never really get to deal with it. There are several detestable characters in this movie besides Dakota Fanning's and Jennifer Connelly's, and by the end the only likable guy is Ewan McGregor's character, and I just don't get what happened. As much as I was interested in the story, it was just to see if Ewan McGregor's character would go out and explore what is happening out there in the world and see the rest of society being affected, because he's not a careless man. He's a very good person. I wanted to see more of him dealing with society and seeing how the rest of society was dealing with the situations that were going on. This movie goes from the 60s to the 70s, but you just don't really get it if it weren't for one line of dialogue at one point or the other. I am very disappointed in this movie. You can see that Ewan McGregor did his best, but the script just didn't allow to it. The performances are all around fine besides Dakota Fanning's. I don't get how this could have been any shorter of a movie, but at the same time I can see how the story could have been handled in a very different way, and in a good way at that. Ewan McGregor, I wish you all the best of luck in the world to make a better movie, because you clearly have chops judging by this one, as much as the script didn't allow you to do a good movie. He had a great performance. He directed all his actors really well except for Dakota Fanning, because it's not a matter of that she wasn't believable, it's just the fact that she was blandest of bland. American Pastoral is a movie that promises a lot, but just never really focused and seems to have no direction. Because of that, I am going to have to give it a Clark Gable. What did you think of American Pastoral, my beautiful geekies? Have you seen it? Have you not? Are you a fan of Ewan McGregor? What is your favorite movie of his? Let me know all that in the comments below, as well as your questions for the hashtag Fantastic Moana Q&A. Just hashtag it in the comments below and ask me how many questions you want about anything you want, and you might win something on that giveaway. If you enjoyed this review, give it a like and share. That is a big way for you guys to help me out. We are just 3 subscribers away from 450, so subscribe if you haven't. Join the beautiful geeky community, and we can be geeky united! Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. I love you all. Stay beautiful, stay geeky. Yeah!